John Rousseau here once again from Aggressive Guitar Design with my baby, the White Angel. Gonna show you some chords you should know for blues, some chords you should know for jazz, some little licks I picked up from people I jammed with and people that I've listened to over the years. Hope it helps you out. Here we go. First chord everybody needs to know to play blues. Well, if you're talking a basic blues, you've got to be able to do this thing. Everybody does this. And all we have is a fifth there with the E, and we're going to a sixth. Okay, B to C sharp. So that's the second fret. Okay, we've got an open E string. We're going from the second fret to the fourth fret. To A, same thing in A. Back to E. Up to B. To A. To E. Okay? To get to the B, you play a bar chord up here. It's the same thing. It's just a fifth and a sixth here. And I've got small hands. This is not that hard of a stretch, okay? You can do it this way. A lot of people will try to hold all these fingers down while they're doing this, but you know, you don't need this finger down when you're playing this one. So you could go, if you're having trouble with the stretch, let this finger go. Not a big deal, okay? So a few variations on that, and there are millions of them, would be to throw in a little Stevie-ish style rhythm. So all I'm doing is, as I'm picking down through the bass line, which is, I'm picking up on the chord. Get the right hand in here so you can see. I'm strumming back up on the chord, and I'm holding the E chord here. Same riff, down, up, little down, up action, boom, chick, you know. You're catching the A7th chord there, and then a little riff. Okay, sometimes I'll use a kind of a hybrid scale when I'm doing this stuff. Part Dorian, part blues, okay? So we got a little bit. Okay, that's kind of a hybrid scale. It's 2 or 3 different scales altogether. It's really cool. It all works great with the chord. Alright, so here's a few more chords that you should definitely know, a little more complex stuff. The 13th chord, as I've said in my previous videos, basically 5th fret here, we're in A. We're skipping the 3rd and going straight to a flat 7th. There's the 3rd, there's the 13th, okay? Usually on a chord chart when you see it says 13th, it means it's a dominant 7th chord, okay? It has a flat 7th interval in the chord. If you see where it says a 6th, then that is more than likely not a dominant 7th chord, but a major chord, okay? This is a 6th. One thing you should practice for your jazz stuff is going from major 7th, which is this chord, which is a lot like a minor chord. Okay? You've got 5th fret here, 6th fret, 6th fret, and then the bass, okay, at the 5th fret. You should practice going from major 7th to major 6th. Okay? And also minor 7th, which is just straight across the board. Don't hit the A string. Mute it out. To a minor 6th, minor 7th, minor 6th. Okay? You'll hear this in like tons of songs. I remember April. to bluesier chords, less jazz, more blues, you can go from the 13th chord, and when you're going to the next chord in the song, you can play this 7♯5, which descends very nicely down to your next chord, which would be a D9 in this case. Okay, D9 is shaped a lot like the minor 7th on these other strings, except you need to get the 3rd in here in order to give it the major tonality. If not, then you can't really tell the difference whether it's a minor 9 or a dominant 9. Okay, so also you can add the 13th into that chord. Okay, so that's just 9th chord. Add the pinky, it's a 13. Alright, so a couple of little tricks that I learned for playing just standard blues. This is a really cool riff that you can use to spice up your rhythm playing. You know, maybe in between the vocal lines or something. It comes straight out of an A 9th chord. I play the A9 that's coming from the low string. I play it like this. Okay? It's real close to being a minor 7♯5. Okay, and what I do is I take these two notes here on the D string and the B string. We're going to slide them up. Okay? A little out of tune here, but hey, don't worry about it. So all I'm doing, I'm sliding these two notes, and I'm catching the major form here, and then going up into 7ths. Okay? And you can do this on... And that's a really cool little lick. Another one that's real nice, it comes off of this chord here, which I... Oh Lord, don't make me analyze this. 9th chord with a... I don't know what that is. Well, that's just the 3rd. So that's just a 9th chord. This is kind of a Freddie King type thing. Right here. And this would be in the key of E. Okay, so... Alrighty, you could top that off with a little lick. Okay, so here is some chord bends that I picked up from listening to guys like Roy Buchanan. Excuse me, I got a phone call. Be right back. Alright, so here we go with some chord bending stuff. This is basically stuff I picked up from Roy Buchanan, and it was the greatest guitar lesson I ever had. Was I saw him in Cleveland, and pretty small venue, and packed with people, but man, I was right in front of him for probably 3 hours. Couldn't hear too well the next day, but it convinced me to approach the guitar in a freer way, and also convinced me to buy a Roland Jazz Chorus amplifier.